when you go to access this handgun, all right,
Yep.
the most important thing is safety, obviously.
Correct.
But the next most important thing is efficiency, right? Because speed is a product of efficiency.
Yep.
So when I go to get my hands on my hand on my handgun, right, I want to make sure that my two hands are moving together toward my belt, okay? Because I want to index this hand somewhere near the center line of my body, preferably low. I like to go a little bit lower on the center line of my body with this hand so that as this pistol comes out of the holster, right, my two hands can meet here and I can join my grip together, and that's how I press my handgun out, right?
Yeah.
So the sooner I can get my two hands joined together, the lower I am, the more time I have to adjust whatever needs adjusting as I press that gun out, right? So the draw, a lot of people break it down into this these little steps, right? And I kind of do too, but I'm trying to refine it so it's all one smooth motion. But the idea here, I have a little mantra that I say, right? And I say the little mantra because it helps me do like the visualization piece, and it helps everything be really smooth and refined, okay? So the mantra goes like this, you ready? Access. That's my two hands coming to the belt line, me getting my hand onto the gun. That's access to the gun, okay? Withdraw. As I withdraw the gun, it's all in the wrist, because once my wrist, my gun wants to move outboard as soon as it clears that holster. Because when I'm drawing the gun out, I'm pushing downward pressure on my wrist.
Okay.
Or rather upward pressure on my, so that as soon as I break that holster, my gun is already rotated away from my body.
Yep.
All right, which enables me to get my finger onto the trigger relatively soon, right? Because as soon as my sights are oriented away from me and we're getting our gun pointed toward that legally, morally acceptable target, if we have intent to shoot that target, right, we're gonna start taking the slack out of that trigger early.
Yep.
Right, so that we can go ahead and press that shot as soon as the gun is stopped. Does that make sense?
It does.
So, access, withdraw, okay? Drive, sights, I wanna find my sights, and then I press my trigger, okay? The most effective and most efficient draw stroke is the act of reholstering in reverse, all right? I'll say that again. The most efficient and most effective draw stroke is the act of reholstering in reverse. I'll show you what I mean. Here's my gun at full extension.
Yep.
I break the position down, the gun goes back into the holster. Watch when the gun comes out. The gun takes the same path
Both ways.
both ways. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So all of that stuff,
Muscle memory at that point.
100%, right?
Yeah.
My hands come together at the same place.
Yep.
My hands start to break down at the same place. Everything works together.
Right. You never have two different systems. It's one system.
Right. Systematic, simplified.
Yep.
Right? And if I ever have to get the gun out with one hand, I can still make that happen. Right? And if I ever have to do it from concealment, really doesn't change all that much because my two hands are still meeting here. Right?
Center line.
Because I carry appendix, so my hands are still coming to the center line of the body. And guess what? If I have to do it one-handed from appendix, I can clear the shirt, pin it behind my wrist, grab the gun, and press it out, right? So everything is the same, essentially, right? It doesn't change all that much. The gun only moves 6 inches from one spot to the other.
Right.
So
have that center line.
Right. So I have a plan, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So have a plan when you go to get that gun out.